nailed it. You always say that boxing is at least 75% mental. I think the mental side or the shortcomings of Chavez did show in this fight, and how relieved he was after the fight and almost happy with his performance that the fight was over with.
And you know what he was? I wasn't going to say that till you just said it. Again, thank you for being part of the show, because really you add to it, because you open the door for things that I would have left the door closed. I know it's going to come off as I'm knocking them. I'm not. I'm enlightening people. I'm educating people on some things in this business that, unless you're in the business in a serious way, you would not be able to ever really understand. But Customato coined this phrase, and he's so right. And if he was alive, God bless him, he would have said, Teddy, there was another example of being a game quitter. And really, what is a game quitter? It's a guy that he's got heart. He's got heart. He'll go in there. He'll take point. So sometimes, honestly, he'll take more. What my son said, 75% is mental. That's all you need to know. He will take more punishment. He don't have the wherewithal, the confidence, the discipline to do what he has to do to win, to believe that he can win. It starts with belief, not skill. No, will. Belief. That's what it starts with in anything in life. And you don't have that. So what he'll do is he'll go in there, he'll take a beating. Sometimes he'll take a terrible beat. I'll tell you one that was, you might not like it, Mike Tyson and Holyfield in the first fight. Yeah, your beloved Tyson was a game quitter in that fight. Yeah, he took awful punishment. He showed tremendous heart, everything, but he didn't try to win. That's a game quitter. He didn't try to win, but he took the punishment. He took it. He gave up. That's quitting. He gave up with the intent to win. He didn't have the discipline, the belief to do that. So he thought it was easier to do this. Because even though you're taking more punishment, people say, Daddy, you're crazy. What do you mean easier? The guy could go to the hospital. He's saying, well, yeah, but in his mind, it's easier than trying. He don't have the discipline to try, the belief to try. So he takes more punishment. And he takes more punishment, quite honestly, than he would have if he did try. But he don't know that. He don't believe that. So he winds up, it's also your way of living with yourself, of surviving the public. Because here, the public, you guys, we got to survive. They got to survive you. And this way, people won't say, oh, gee, at least he was brave. Yeah, he got the crap beat out of him, but man, he showed guts. But that's what I just gave you is really it's the anatomy. It's the breakdown of what goes on in somebody's mind when they're under extreme pressure that most human beings will never understand. Extreme pressure and fear and everything else that's on top of them. That's what happens sometimes. That's how you think. That's where your mind takes you. And where your mind takes you, your body must follow. So at the end of the day, Cuss would have, I heard Cuss up top. I heard him. I heard him up in heaven saying, Teddy, you see that? Another example of a game quitter. He didn't try to win, but he felt that if he just hung in there, he'll get credit. He'll give credit for hanging in there, and being game, and he'll be able to survive his life emotionally. It's not about surviving physically. It's about surviving emotionally. He'll be able to survive his life emotionally. People will say, oh, he wasn't in shape. He couldn't, otherwise he would have beat the guy up. Otherwise he would have won if he would have threw punches more. But no, it was never going to be that because he didn't believe it could be that. That's an example of being a game quitter.
You nailed it. I thought that exact term watching the fight and thinking about you. That's some deep stuff. But you covered it all. And I couldn't think that anything could be more true than the way you just said it. The other thing that I just finished with his lack of mental fortitude and talking on the mental side is the excuses and the complaining from the opening bell. Go hit the guy low if he's hitting you low. Stop looking at the ref. But it's a built-in excuse to your point for later on of why he fell up short.
100%. Matter of fact, I was making a little joke to myself. I said, if he threw as many punches as he's throwing complaints, he'd be in this fight. I mean, if he can match his punch output with his complaint output, Jake Paul might have a fight on his hands.